Now, the St. Joseph Valley's fastest-growing television news. With Mike Nikitas, Linda Kaufman, John Gallos in weather, and John Hammas on sports. This is WSJV NewsWatch 28.
Good evening. It looks like Anthony Kennedy is in tonight.
And Michael Deaver is out and facing the possibility of jail. More on those stories in a moment. But first, there has been a major earthquake in Tokyo, Japan tonight. The quake caused buildings to sway violently, and initial readings now put the quake at an intensity that would be capable of causing major damage. However, so far there have been no reports of casualties. We'll have more on this story as details become available to us. Closer to home tonight, it appears Anthony Kennedy will be the next Supreme Court justice. The Senate Judiciary Committee wrapped up testimony on Kennedy tonight. Senators heard the first words against Kennedy from the National Organization for Women. Now's president criticized Kennedy for not supporting equal pay for women and said there would be chaos if Kennedy voted against the 1973 court decision legalizing abortion.
This is such a serious problem that I don't think you can take the risk of putting somebody on the court who is going to bring back the days of illegal abortion in this country. It will be total chaos.
Now, Kennedy wasn't there today. It is expected that the full Senate will vote to confirm him early next year. Michael Deaver, President Reagan's close friend and at one time one of his top aides, has been convicted in the perjury case against him. ABC's Bill Greenwood has the details.
As Deaver arrived at the courthouse, the jury of 7 women and 5 men was in its 4th day of deliberations. And just hours later, the panel voted unanimously to convict the former White House aide on 3 of 5 perjury charges. Prosecutor Whitney North Seymour had accused Deaver of lying to a congressional subcommittee and a grand jury investigating alleged violations of the federal ethics law. Deaver had been a top aide to President Reagan and was said to have used his extensive government contacts on behalf of clients after leaving the White House to become a lobbyist. Foreman Barrington Bell said the jury agreed after 27 hours of deliberations.
An intense, and I do mean intense, deliberation and a very thorough review of the evidence, and we came up with our verdict.
Deaver left the courthouse facing fines of $22,000 and a prison term of 5 years on each of the 3 convictions.
I'm obviously very disappointed, but at the same time, know in my heart, and I'm innocent.
The crowd of reporters heard defense attorney Herbert J. Miller express second thoughts about his decision not to call witnesses on Deaver's behalf.
The jury verdict suggests I may have made a mistake.
Deaver will remain free until his sentencing on February 25th, and his attorneys are already planning to appeal the verdict of guilty. Bill Greenwood, ABC News, Washington.
Now, we do have a little bit more now on that earthquake in Tokyo, Japan. It measured 6.6 on the Richter scale, and Japanese TV reports an apartment building collapse, although that is still unconfirmed, and we will continue to update you throughout our news show tonight.
One of Gary Hart's Democratic opponents said today if Hart re-entered that race because Americans or other candidates are waiting to be educated by him, Hart's only kidding himself. That comment today from candidate Bruce Babbitt. Well, Babbitt may have been surprised to learn that an ABC poll today showed Hart on top. 28% of the Democrats surveyed would vote for Hart today, but the pollster adds that's mainly because Hart's better known. In a hypothetical matchup between Bush and Hart, the stats are not so promising. The poll shows 54% would vote for Bush, 36% for Hart. Now, that's almost a reversal from last January when Hart easily outpolled Bush. Today, Hart's first full day on the campaign trail, ABC's Jim Wooten found him testing the waters in New Hampshire.
Polls and pundits notwithstanding, Hart was happy back in the hunt.
Well, we're sort of making it up as we go along.
And bright and early, he went along on the first full day of his new campaign to shake a few hands at a plant gate in Nashua, New Hampshire. A bit out of practice, a little chilly, but clearly elated to have begun again.
How are you? Welcome back, Gary. Nice to be back. Thank you. My wife, Lee.
This is the new Hart operation. Just the candidate, his wife, and a couple of volunteers off to make his first formal address to an auditorium of high school students, most of whom can't vote yet. Never mind, he gave them his vision of the new world anyway.
two new realities: wave of nationalism, the emergence of a global marketplace. The third new reality is called dispersed power.
Afterwards, questions from the kids, but not the question, not the one that drove him out of the campaign the first time. Still, it did get asked today at the White House.
Mr. President, do you think committing adultery should disqualify somebody from this high office?
That's for the people to decide, and I'm sure they will.
Which, of course, is precisely what Hart is saying, too. Let the people decide. That's his mantra now in New Hampshire and in next-door Maine, where he broadened his new campaign today. Pressed a little flesh and heard this affirmation of faith from his wife.
And I have always been out there campaigning for Gary Hart with as much support as any human being can possibly give. And that support is only deeper today than it ever has been in the past.
So far, Gary Hart's born-again campaign is starkly minimalist. No money, no staff, no hoopla, almost no campaign. It's early, of course, but it's hard to see why any of the other Democrats might feel threatened. Jim Wooten, ABC News, Portland, Maine.
Well, not everyone counted Hart out in '88, even after he dropped out. The editors of the satirical magazine Spy predicted the move tongue-in-cheek in October, noting that on December 15th, confessed adulterer Gary Hart re-enters the race for the good of the nation. Also, in jest on December 21st, they predicted Hart would withdraw, saying he wants to spend Christmas with his family.
That's kind of what was going on tonight in the Michigan legislature. They were scrambling to finish up work before Christmas. A bill to raise the cigarette tax by 4 cents a pack has passed now, both House and Senate, and is on its way to the governor. The legislature also okayed a modest income tax break of about $4.60 for each exemption you claim on your tax return. Also in Michigan tonight, Raymond Majerus, the #2 man in the United Auto Workers, has died of heart failure. Majerus was 63 and had a history of heart trouble. He was the union's money man, overseeing expenditures for the 1 million member UAW. He had run for union president in 1982, but he lost to Owen Bieber.
Up next, a drive to move South Bend's Amtrak station.
And a little help to overcome holiday stress.
Light. It can be functional or a work of art. At the Lightworks, you can select from hundreds of designs for every room in your home, on display in our huge showroom. You can save now on this beautiful brass finish lamp set, 2 table lamps and our floor lamp for just $149.95. Lightworks has many other specially priced items for the holidays. Lightworks, 1628 North Ironwood in South Bend.
Trains are supposed to move, not train stations, but a Mishawaka woman is gathering signatures on a petition hoping to get the Amtrak train station on West Washington to move. Nancy Hardman, who's been an Amtrak employee for about a year, is a one-person campaign to get an Amtrak stop in the old Union Station. Hardman says she's collected 2,000 signatures already and hopes to get 10,000. She plans to take the petition to Amtrak executives in January. She says she hopes the petition convinces them of the need for relocation.
Passengers, too, get on board there. And for residents who want to go out and get ticket information, and it's not a great first impression that we are offering visitors to our area.
Hardman says she hopes that St. Joseph County and Amtrak share the $450,000 price tag of the proposed relocation. Another costly move to tell you about tonight, this one discussed today by the South Bend Redevelopment Commission, involves converting the old Robertson's department store downtown into a museum for the Studebaker and Northern Indiana Historical Society museums. They said today it would cost more than $5 million to do it. They agreed much more research would need to be done before determining if the move is feasible.
It seems like all our emotions, from happiness to depression, are amplified over the holidays. That includes stress. Mary Parks talked to one expert today on ways to lessen the impact.
The rush is on. A little more than a week left for holiday planning. Shoppers are beating the pavement for bargains. Holiday budgets are stretching to their limits this Christmas season.
So what I recommend to people, particularly if they've had problems in the past staying within their budget, is for them to sit down and figure out now who are the people on my gift list, what do I need to get, how can I pare that down.
Mary Hossoppel teaches a workshop on how to handle holiday stress. She says money and over-expectations are two big causes of Christmas stress.
I think that Christmas needs to be celebrated, and gift-giving is a part of that. What I'm suggesting is that we put that gift-giving into perspective. Instead of making it the thing of Christmas, put it into perspective and make it a part of Christmas. I don't think that we really want to swap material goods at Christmas. I think what we're really looking for is kind of a human spirit, a sense of love and joy.
Hossoppel says gift-giving is overplayed. Making even the smallest changes in our shopping and the management of our time will reduce stress a great deal.
So when you ask me what is it that children really want, they want from us as parents a relaxed atmosphere. They want our attention and our time, which we don't give them very much of because we are already very busy people. We have our jobs.
Time management, keeping a gift-giving budget, and re-examining your holiday activities can all reduce holiday stress considerably. Mary Parks, WSJV NewsWatch 28.
Well, no doubt holiday shopping is even more stressful when snow makes driving treacherous.
It is, and intense cold doesn't help either.
No, it doesn't.
The forecast when we come back.
Around the passenger side and had a gun in his hand and was yelling obscenities and was shooting at me.
He was intending to do some bodily harm.
They are people who have a gun and want to go out and just do some damage.
On the next Hour magazine, the reasons behind America's freeway madness.
Well, I do consider myself very lucky.
Thursday at 4 on WSJV.
Makita, the cordless power tool system more professionals use to work around the house, or even build one.
For Makita, see Alco Tool Supply, 28235 US 33 West in Elkhart.
More and more Toyota owners are discovering the professionals at Jordan Toyota provide the very best Toyota service in Michiana. At Jordan Toyota, we've got more for you. Specially trained Toyota service people and the largest possible inventory of Toyota parts. Right now, for the low price of $69.95, you've got a complete major tune-up. This low price includes oil and filters. Compare anywhere. 6-cylinder, slightly higher. Whatever it takes, Jordan Toyota, Jefferson and Cedar, Mishawaka. We want to be your Toyota service company.
Good evening, everybody. Well, the winds have finally died down, but boy, the last 2 days, they've been near hurricane strength in some instances. Wind gusts have been that high. Today the wind gusts were not as high as yesterday, but still plenty of gusts, to say the least. But things are calm now as we look at a very beautiful downtown store in Mishawaka. Excellent Christmas trees and Christmas lights in that store as you drive by Lincoln Way. If you're looking for any last-minute Christmas decorations, a nice store. Can't say the name, but anyway, let's go to the current stats. Snow and 29 degrees, and look at the winds. And northwest at 17 is nothing to blow at, but still a lot less than they were earlier this afternoon. The wind chill right at 6, so it's been nippy and stays nippy. Quite icy outside. The high and low 33, 28, pretty much normal for late December. Elsewhere across the region, snow showers abound from Chicago through Benton Harbor, South Bend, and Fort Wayne, although skies for the most part just cloudy in Indianapolis, but temperatures still in the upper 20s to lower 30s. And there you see the lake effect snow. And the same system that has bothered us for the last couple of days still influencing our weather, even though it's several hundred miles up into the Quebec province, still bringing in light snow showers here, but heavier snow in New England. They're getting what we got yesterday there, and things are calm in the nation's midsection, but more rain and snow from another storm coming in off the Pacific. There's the low just hitting near Santa Barbara. No Beach Boy movies there today, to say the least. Lots of rain and snow going on there. And here's the high. It's trying to clear skies out. Now, earlier, we thought this high might push these clouds out by tomorrow. But the circulation around this darn storm is going to continue to bring in clouds tomorrow. So we have considerable cloudiness, a chance for more flurries tomorrow. No heavy snow, but things are going to stay on the cool side. And little, if any, sunshine will be seen tomorrow in the Michiana area. And here's that storm moving into the southwest tomorrow. Rain and snow. And that will be coming our way for the weekend. Here are the details for tonight. 22, cloudy and cold with occasional snow showers, little if any accumulation expected, and the winds a lot calmer than they were earlier in the day. A high of 30 tomorrow, periodical sunshine, or periodic sunshine we should say, otherwise mostly cloudy with flurries, winds northwesterly at 10. First time in 2 days the winds have been under 20 miles an hour on an average, so that'll be good news. Thursday night, look at that low, 18 degrees, Ice City. Friday, some sun but increasing clouds with light rain late in the day, a high of just 38 degrees. And here you go, the 5-day forecast. Some sun Thursday and Friday, rain late in the day Friday. Saturday could be rain or snow, and I have a funny feeling, not a very good feeling, that we're going to get another snowstorm by the weekend. Maybe not as bad as the last one, but I think more snow is coming by the looks of things.
What was the name of that one? Beach Blanket? Beach Boys? Or something like that? No.
One of the many.
Coming up in sports, a battered bear gets bruised again.
And the Twin Tower loves his new home. Sports is next.
Schenkel's All-Star Dairy Products, the best dairy products available. The incredibly smooth, rich taste of Schenkel's All-Star Eggnog, Schenkel's delicious French onion chip dip, sour cream, half and half, all traditional family favorites. Buy the best for your family. And, of course, for any special person who might just drop in.
Thank Mom for buying Schenkel. Schenkel.
Throughout the hectic holiday season, you can count on Martin Supermarkets for special savings on the items you need most.
Like classic dill pickles, the perfect pickles for holiday relish trays, salads, snacks, and more. Only $1.29 for each 32-ounce jar. And with Oscar Mayer bun-length meat wieners on hand, the start to a quick, satisfying meal is always at your fingertips. Now just $1.19 a package.
Stock up on great holiday values now at Martin.
Martin Supermarkets, count on us.
Vince Turner is in for John Hammes in sports, and it seems like Jim McMahon just can't win for losing.
Oh, Mike Dickens. I think someone must have greased the ramp out to the practice field with mousse or something.
It was sabotage.
Out he went. He was supposed to be able to throw today. And
tripped over his sunglasses.
That could be it.
Dropped
slipped on a taco or something. I'm not sure. Good evening, everyone. More bad news for the beleaguered Chicago Bears. Quarterback Jim McMahon may be out for this week's game with Seattle after re-aggravating his pulled hamstring muscle. How'd he do it? Slipped on the ramp leading from the locker room to the practice field. He'll stay on the disabled list. Well, plenty of college basketball tonight. Ohio State, unbeaten, trying to get ready for what promises to be a war in the Big Ten. Visits number 11 Florida tonight. Should have stayed home. This is Dwayne Chincius. He passes underneath to Vernon Maxwell. He gets 2 from the corner. Then it's Chincius again. You'll see it after the defensive play. Underneath Ohio State goes Chincius with the rebound, the outlet. It goes back to Chincius underneath, probably the best big man in the country. Pat Lawrence will light it up from three-point range. Bang for the Gators. And then Wendell Jenkins. That's Gary Williams. He is not a happy camper this evening. Then Wendell Jenkins will add the 100th point. as he goes the length of the court. The final, Ohio State loses to Florida 102-69. To the college scoreboard, Arkansas, Little Rock, and number 2 Arizona, 28-19 Wildcats at the half. Virginia Tech and Missouri. Missouri takes that one 87-74. And number 18 Georgetown. Please, somebody tell me where Maryland, Baltimore County is and whether or not they have any basketball players. John Thompson, an easy winner. In the NBA, New Jersey, an overtime winner for the second night in a row. The first time this year they've won back-to-back. Check it, they lost tonight, 109-105. Boston, a winner over Utah, 121-111. Bird with 38. San Antonio and Philadelphia, Barkley gets 32. The 76ers roll 114-102. And Denver wins 72-58 in the half. The great experiment begins for the Golden State Warriors tomorrow night when they debut with Ralph Sampson against the Los Angeles Lakers. Sampson was traded from Houston over the weekend, and the Warriors are counting on the big guy, a former Twin Tower, to lift them out of the NBA basement.
You know, I don't want to come in and say that I'm taking over, but I want to come in and try to establish myself as a center and make those guys play better.
Well, things going to be different. I'm not going to say if it was a good move or not until things start panning out for us and stuff. I was on Ralph Sampson's team whenever he was drafted to Houston. You know, they gave the team to him, and they obviously done a great job with rebuilding the team, and I think the same thing's going to happen here.
I'm happy that I'm here, and I'm happy that I have the chance to go back to center again under a new system, under a new coach, under a new organization, and start all over. I think it's going to be fun for me, and I think it's going to be fun for the area.
Sampson was the NBA Rookie of the Year in 1984, but found sharing the spotlight with Akeem Abdul-Olajuwon in Houston not to his liking. Well, from the hard court to the ice, the Blackhawks trying to make points in the Norris Division against the rival Minnesota North Stars. There's the first dinger, Kurt Frazier for the Blackhawks. But back comes Melvin Bratton. He dings one in for the Minnesota North Stars. Nice play coming up here. We'll see Rick Vives start it for the Blackhawks. He's across the center line. Then we'll get the pass back in front of the net. Knocks in another score for the Blackhawks. But Dino Ciccarelli, a good hockey name from Canada, coming down for the North Stars. He's in the scramble in front of the net, knocks it in the third period. We're tied up at 2-2 into Chicago. To the scoreboard, Montreal over Quebec, 5-4 in the battle of the French-speaking persons. New York Rangers over New Jersey, 9-3. Detroit over Washington, 6-1. In the second period, Calgary over Winnipeg, 2-1. Edmonton and Los Angeles are starting late.
You know, the Warriors can use all the help they can get in the NBA. They've been the doormat for too many years.
I really think Ralph Sampson's going to help him. I thought he was out of position when he was playing forward in Houston. Going to be a happy camper, I think.
Yeah, but they gave up a lot. Joe Barry Carroll was...
And Sleepy Floyd, who's emerging as one of the best point guards in the league.
Yeah, but they had to give up a lot to get Sampson.
Got to get something to give something.
Thanks a lot, Vince. Up next, a tree for sick tots grows.
And in South Bend, it's beginning to look and sound like Christmas.
From charming and unusual gifts to a host of imported delicacies, the Himmel House of Elkhart continues their 16-year tradition. The Himmel House extends a warm welcome to those who enjoy giving distinctive and carefully selected gifts from the craftsmen of Germany. Also to those who appreciate the flavor of imported cheeses, a variety of old-world smoked meats, and fine Swiss chocolates. Visit the Himmel House of Elkhart at 3444 South Main, right on Highway 33 South. They bring European traditions home for all to enjoy.
The Hoosiers travel to Louisville Saturday night at 8.
Biking in Tasmania, or how about rafting on the Yangtze River? If you like unusual travel, join us this Sunday at 12:30 on Insights in Travel.
This year's Memorial Hospital Christmas tree will help provide toys for young patients year-round. The hospital's auxiliary donated toys and stuffed animals for the tree, and these will be given to the children in the pediatrics unit for Christmas. It will be the start of a new program to provide toys for those hospitalized over birthdays or those who have reached a medical milestone or setback. From now on, the public can buy toys at the hospital gift shop, and they will be handed out to the children as needed.
The location was different, but the sound as magnificent as ever. The sounds of Christmas performed by the South Bend Symphony that could even prompt Scrooge to crack a smile. Joe Palmieri was at the Century Center tonight.
Century Center's Great Hall was filled with great music. For more than an hour, the South Bend Symphony and Choir performed all the holiday favorites. Jingle Bells, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and this one. This music was enough to get everyone in the holiday spirit.
Just to try and get in the mood for Christmas, try to get ready for the holidays.
Did this help?
Yes, it certainly did. It was great.
Oh, it was a wonderful concert. Absolutely tremendous concert. Loved every minute of it.
Even some first-time symphony goers were caught up in it all.
You think you want to go back?
Definitely.
Are you in the Christmas spirit now?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Joe Palmieri, WSJV NewsWatch 28.
And by the way, this music treat was free, as are always some of the best gifts.
Oh, I should have gone. South Bend Symphony's really good. I've gone to see them, and they're surprisingly very good. We're going to leave you with a little more of the symphony. That's all our time. Thanks for yours. Good night.
This is Lieutenant Sam Walsh for Crime Stoppers. This week's Crime of the Week comes from the files of the Goshen Police Department. Arson is a frightening and costly crime. On July 18, 1987, Jermaine Burns, a high school librarian, experienced first the fright and then the cost. On that early morning, Mrs. Burns was asleep in her 14th Street home when she was awakened by breaking glass. As she walked downstairs, she discovered her home was on fire. Fire officials have estimated the loss to be $45,000. The Goshen Police Department is